Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over how you can connect ChatGPT within Slack. This is super useful tool. I'm going to be going over all the different case scenarios in which you might use this, but also giving you a step-by-step guide that you can follow along in order to actually set this up within your agency. If you don't know who I am, my name is Leo. I'm the owner of Fluxomate, an AI automation agency. We help agencies all around the world automate their systems using custom AI powered automations. We release a ton of free videos exactly like this, as well as a bunch of resources which you can use to get started in your automation journey completely for free. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So today we're going to be going over how you can connect ChatGPT within your Slack channels. We're basically going to be creating an AI powered chatbot within Slack. There's a couple different use cases for this. You can use this for internal support or external support. In terms of internal support, you can use it to answer team questions such as how do you do a specific process, or what is the process for onboarding. General questions, so if you have a general question and can't be asked to open up a whole chat and ChatGPT, you can ask it within Slack. Or even customer questions, so if you want to get some context before a call, you can kind of ask where's this client located, when did this client join the program. And the second kind of half of the use case for this specific thing is external support. So when you're actually communicating with your clients, you can use it for customer support, so giving them access to this and explaining them why is automation not working for us, or what is my current ROI if you're in a marketing agency, but also allow them to ask specific questions such as what is social media marketing, how do you plan for Black Friday, etc. Hopefully you'll be able to integrate this with your agency, kind of take some pressure off of your customer service side of things, but also help onboard new staff and just get your team much more efficient. As I'm about to show you, there's kind of two ways to set this up. There's a very simple way and a way which can get a bit more complicated. But let's start with a super simple way in how to actually set this up. This is the road plan we're kind of going to be following. So as always, the start of any automation is the trigger, and that trigger is going to be an app function within Slack. Then we're going to send that message over to ChatGPT with a specific prompt, depending on what the use case is. And then we're going to send the message back to Slack and respond to the actual message. Let's get into how to actually build this within Zapier. Now, if you don't know what Zapier is, it's a no-code automation tool that you can use to kind of set up automations within your business. They have a 14-day free trial, so if you haven't already, make sure to sign up for a free account. That's what we're going to be using today to actually set up this automation. And like I said, you're going to start with the trigger. So for us, the trigger is going to be an app function. So we're going to open up the trigger function, search for Slack. And now for event, we're going to scroll to new mention, continue, connect your Slack account, and let's actually set up this trigger. So we're not going to set this up for a username just for this example. We're going to use a highlighted word. So we're going to put @assistant. So now every single time a message contains this, it will trigger this automation. And if we open up Slack, and I'm going to open my testing channel and drop the message so we can actually trigger. So I'm going to put @assistant and send the message. Now obviously this has no context, but we'll be able to test out if we actually set everything up properly. So we're going to test the trigger now, and then now it should come up. Perfect. As you can see, everything's there. Now the next step is actually sending this message over to ChatGPT. So we're going to create a new message, and here we're going to use ChatGPT. For event, we're going to put conversation, continue, choose your account. Now guys, like I said before I started kind of explaining everything, this is literally the simplest version of what you can do. Later on in the video, I'll show you a couple ways to incorporate new GPTs and how you can use that to really maximize the benefits you can gain from this automation. But once again, just keeping it as simple as possible for now. We're going to send a message here. We're going to prompt ChatGPT now. And here we're going to enter the actual message. I'm also going to enter the name of the username. Super simple, guys. We don't need to put memory key or anything like that. We're going to continue, and we're going to skip this test. The last action here, guys, is we want to add another step to send this back to Slack. So we're going to go to actions, open up Slack again. This time the event will be send channel message. And all we have to do is press continue, head over to channel, custom, new mention in Slack, and choose that channel ID from the original message so we can send it back to the correct channel. Message text, we're literally just going to put our response from ChatGPT, scroll all the way down to reply, and we're going to send as a bot, and we're going to name the bot customer support bot. And that's literally it. Such a simple setup. All we have to go now is we're going to skip this test, publish this automation. And now if we go back to Slack and actually open this up, and we'll send a message, and we'll send that message, completely random, we should get a response. Just like that, we got a response. Hey Leo, humans can go to Mars right now due to several factors, blah blah blah. Now we can use this in a bunch of different scenarios. So for example, if I have another question, if you have general questions about maths or anything like that, and if we go back to Zapier and kind of look at the Zap runs and reload it, you'll be able to see the successful SAP runs on this end and kind of see the back end of how it actually works. Now guys, this is literally the simplest version. It's not complicated at all, and it's very, very general. But simple automations equals simple time and money savings. So it's not a bad thing if you just want to use this, but there is a way which is a bit more complicated, and that involves using GPTs from the OpenAI update. If you don't know what GPTs are, here's a very, very quick explanation of what they are and what they do. So these are basically custom versions of ChatGPT, which you can set up based on your specific needs. Within these GPTs, you can upload databases such as certain video transcripts and structural PDFs, company databases, email inboxes, and give them a very specific instruction on how to respond to certain questions or queries. Now that we have a general understanding of what GPTs are, let's find out how to actually integrate them within Zapier using assistants. Alright guys, this is a quick tutorial on how you can start using your AI assistants within your Zapier automations. Now we're going to go to action. I'm going to look for ChatGPT. Now for event, we're going to put all the way to the bottom and put find assistant. This is going to allow us to find the assistant by the name. Now one thing I just want to clarify is there is a difference between GPTs, which are these things right here, and assistants. Assistants are basically the exact same thing, but instead of them being on the front end of ChatGPT, they're kind of the back end of OpenAI. So just an example, I've made an assistant here. Very, very basic prompt, guys. They'll make fun of me in the comments, but just on a Homozy bot, basically, right? So for the name, we're literally going to copy this, head over back to Zapier, and then name to search for. I'm going to put that right here. Now, optionally, you can kind of trigger this directly from your trigger. For example, if you have a lead magnet with a bunch of different options that you need to trigger different assistants for, you can get that straight from the lead magnet. But for now, we're going to leave it as that for now. I'm going to put continue and test step. As you can see, our assistant will come up. Perfect. Now the second step is also fairly simple. We're going to add a new step within ChatGPT again. And now you're going to go conversation with assistant. The message you can put up with your usual prompt, right? Much shortened. However, with the assistant, you can go over here, go to custom, find assistant, and enter the ID. So now basically you can easily prompt the assistant and call it when necessary. Now the reason I give you guys two options right here is because this step right here doesn't necessarily have to be there all the time. The only reason I included it was if you kind of need different assistants within the same automation. Most of the time, you guys will not need this step, and you can just delete this right here. And right here in assistant, you can just choose the relevant assistant you need. For example, here I can choose Homozy without needing to search for it. Now if we send a prompt, so who are you? Question mark. And we go all the way to the bottom. Test step. Scroll all the way to the bottom to get the response. We'll see, I am Alex Homozy, an entrepreneur, investor, philanthropist, and the founder of acquisition.com. Right? So that just from who are you. Now guys, if you don't already know, those are both references to previous videos. So I've linked both of those videos in the description if you want to check them out in full. Now there's a bunch of different kind of assistant options that you can use when making these chatbots, I guess, within Slack. But these are kind of 3 examples that I thought of that I think will be really, really helpful for any sort of agency. So the first one is a specific client assistant. So this is basically an assistant that knows everything about a specific client, such as their company information, such as where they are, who's working for them, information about the client's systems that are set up. So for example, for us, we'd have a document with all information about the different automations that that particular client has, and a performance overview. This can be something such as a spreadsheet, which is updated regularly, so the chatbot has an idea of how the client is doing in terms of performance. And you basically want to make one of these for every single one of your clients and hand over to the client and the customer success manager that's dealing with the client. So whenever that customer success manager has a question about the client, or the client has a specific question about those particular systems, they can easily ask the chat within Slack and get an immediate response. This will have a huge impact on your customer success manager, firstly, as she won't have to respond to those simple questions, but also can provide your client with a better experience to get immediate responses to any queries that they may have. The second option I see for these chatbots is specific internal system assistance. So this is basically you'd upload information about your internal systems, such as different standard operating procedures and an overview of internal procedures, and you drop this within your team Slack channel. Here, every single one of your team members has immediate access to how different internal systems work within your agency, and if they have any questions, they don't have to second guess or delay any process waiting for a response from another team member and getting stuff done. This can include stuff such as your onboarding process, retention process, referral process, literally anything that you have about your systems, and it's super useful. And last but not least, we have general assistance. Now, the amount of examples I can make with you are literally infinite, but this can be anything such as an onboarding assistant for your clients, which takes specific data and just does it for them, a marketing assistant for your marketing department. I mean, the options are literally endless and just depend on what you're specifically trying to set up. Now, like I said, for all of this, you will be needing GPTs, or the backend version of GPTs, which are basically assistants, and following the steps from this video and this brief tutorial to integrate that within your automation, creating these custom assistants within Slack. This isn't the only way to do this. There's a bunch of different ways to actually use your assistants within Slack. You can even create a Slack application that kind of deals with everything. However, that is quite complicated. And if you're just starting out in the automation world, I wouldn't recommend trying to pursue that, as it will probably take a lot of your time, especially if you don't have any experience with coding. But that's it for today, guys. Kind of a brief video just showing you how you can connect ChatGPT to Slack and how you can use assistants within this automation to take it to the next level, creating a better experience for your team and your clients. Like I said, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and like the video. We drop videos like this every single week, showing you guys how you can get started on your automation journey completely for free. If you haven't already, make sure to check out An Agency's Guide to Automation. It's got 4 different tools that you can use to actually automate your agency. It's completely for free, and that's the first link in the description. If anything in this video is interested and you want to learn how you can use AI within your agency, make sure to use the second link in the description and sign up to his newsletter. We send out weekly emails going over new advancements in the industry and keeping in a loop with different ways that you can actually use automation with the industry. Like I said, guys, we drop all of these videos and resources completely for free with the aim of getting you guys started on your automation journey. So please do make the most of the resources we have available for you guys. If you have any questions whatsoever about this particular video or automation setup, all you have to do is drop a comment below. We respond to every single comment, and feel free to reach out if you get stuck on any step or need help setting any of this up. That's it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.